Hello and welcome to Marvelous or the Death of Cinema. I'm Discourse Stu. Joining me as always.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
I'm Cole Netscape.
And we watched The Gray Man, the Russo brothers, I guess you could call it something like a movie. And it has, I don't know if anything's ever quite lived up to its title the same way. Where it's like, you imagine, what if there was a guy who was really fucking boring? And yep, that's what you get.
I don't know. I think gray has more color in it than this movie. I mean, technically there are colors in this movie. This is a movie that is in color, but just in like a spiritual sense. It's not since Prince of Persia a couple months ago have I been so checked out of something I've had to watch for this show. And oh my god. This is bad.
Pretty dull. It's amazing. There's that whole opening action sequence in, was it Singapore or Hong Kong or something? I missed the title card.
Yeah, the big mess one that destroys everything.
I think it was in the Tamil Kingdom. I think that was
But it was kind of like I feel like there's a couple of the movies that have had versions of that. There's like that scene in Skyfall years ago.
Oh yeah, this is very
it's like trying to be like colorful and neon and all these colors, but it's like all those colors are then put through the fucking awful Netflix sheen where they come out the other side just like, I don't know, dull and diminished, just with no vibrancy and all that fucking awful CG smoke everywhere.
God.
Oh God. Okay, so I guess maybe I'll just bang a concise plot summary out off the jump.
Good. And I know I like say this practically every time you have to give a plot synopsis on the air, but like I don't envy you right now. God, my heart is going out to you. God bless you.
Hold the fucking fort.
What?
I just kind of assumed that this was because this is a Russo production. I don't know if we've said that yet. And I kind of assumed, like most of their other original IP, that this is just something that they shot out.
No.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 books in the Gray Man series.
Well, you don't fuck with airport paperback novels?
I fuck with it. I mean, listen, I have a copy of the Patriot Games sitting 3 feet away from my desk.
Well, this guy, the guy who wrote the books, the guy who wrote the books, he started writing them in, I think the first one came out in 2008. What's his name? I've got it down here somewhere.
Speaking of Tom Clancy, this is the guy who does all of the like Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Yeah, it's his ghostwriter.
That's what I was going to say. He became Tom Clancy's ghostwriter, and then when he died, he just like was the guy running the Tom Clancy or writing books for the Tom Clancy brand. Mark Greaney, who I couldn't find anything interesting about.
Yeah,
there's nothing about him that jumped out at me as like at all interesting.
I like his Wikipedia. His Wikipedia picture is him like mid talking.
Yeah, his personal life. His personal life on Wikipedia is 2 sentences. It's just like he lives in Memphis with his wife, and he's known for doing research in his novels. And it's like, yeah, man, that's your job. Like that's
like basically kind of as much as we know about the personal lives of the Russo brothers as well. But Stu, give us that plot summary. Or what you can in way of plot, because there is a plot here, but I don't care.
Okay.
I don't think anybody cares.
Imagine for a moment that you've seen The Bourne Identity. Now imagine for a moment that you've seen.
I also haven't.
The movie Triple X starring Vin Diesel.
I haven't seen that either.
The fuck?
I mean,
not my cup of tea, babe. Not my cup of tea.
I gotta be honest.
I'm not the audience for it.
The Triple X movies that I watch don't normally feature bald men that are obsessed with D&D.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't normally feature men.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Are you watching the Triple X movies that include DP in them?
Yeah, you know me. I'm a big fan of DP.
Anyway, oh god, the Gray Man.
I gotta be honest, actually, if I was watching porn and a bald guy showed up, I would turn that shit off. I'd be like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, no, I don't want to see a bald guy fucking.
I don't want to see that,
Actually,
man. I need to see, like...
It's not very sexy to me.
It just kind of looks like a penis, a big penis hanging over the little penis.
It's like, you know... Like it's like the difference between a good tech demo and a bad tech demo, where it's like you don't want your, like, you know, protagonist to be bald in your tech demo game, because that means you couldn't afford the hair physics, and if you can't afford the hair physics, you know, what else are you skimping on? But now if the character, I guess Hitman is the exception to this, actually. But like you want your solid snakes, you know, guys who have nice hair in your tech demo action RPGs.
Yeah, okay, so imagine you've played Hitman.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
All right. Now, I just want you to keep imagining you're playing Hitman, because that's going to be more fun than watching The Gray Man.
Yeah. This does feel like if someone...
Anyway, so all right, let me actually... Okay, so...
Sorry.
Billy Bob Thornton hires digitally de-aged Ryan Gosling, who is in jail, we'll find out later, for killing his dad, who deserved it.
Now, does this... is he reprising his character from Landman?
No, he's Spy Man in this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he hires them to be... He says you're going to be operating in the gray, which is really stupid. But he's a spy who has a number for a name that's been pulled out of prison and enslaved by the CIA. But it's cool. It's okay. Billy Bob Thornton's a good guy, and we're going to be sad when he dies. Spoiler.
I forgot that he died.
Ryan Gosling is in whatever city he's in, because I missed the title card, or I forgot, because God, who cares? And he's got to kill a guy through a glass floor, but then there's a little kid, and the new guy in charge of the CIA who replaced Billy Bob Thornton is like, dude, I don't care, just fucking shoot through the kid, but he won't do it.
He won't shoot, he's woke.
Anyway, he kills the guy anyway, and it turns out the guy was one of the other number dudes that Billy Bob Thornton hired. And he's like, the guy you work for is actually evil. Take this plot device. It's a USB stick and a necklace.
Can I hold on? Can I stop you right there? Because there's one thing. Oh, well, there are two things I remember. One of which we haven't gotten to the character yet, but the other thing is, Ryan Gosling's character, I guess his actual name is fuck off, Cortland Gentry.
They never call him that in the movie. They never call him that in the movie.
But his code name is Sierra 6, and he goes by 6. And there's a line of dialogue where he says, "I'm called 6 because 007 was taken."
Well, the 006 was also taken. Sean Bean played him in Goldeneye.
I thought he was...
Now imagine you've seen Goldeneye.
Yeah.
I also haven't seen Goldeneye. I have not seen a single James Bond movie.
I've seen Goldeneye a long ass time ago. Good movie.
Dude, Famke Johnson in that movie. So that was formative for me.
It's no Live and Let Die, but it's pretty good.
Anyway, so it's like he's on the run from the CIA, but the CIA is only bad because there's one bad guy in charge of it. And he hires another bad guy who's bad because he's a private contractor. And it's bad when you have private contractors, but it's good when it's like the CIA.
This
and he's
character,
played by
wait, hold
Chris
on.
Evans.
Before you I was going to say, before you say that, he's introduced by having, quote, more kills than the Mossad. So I guess he's killed hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah, he's killed 500,000 people.
Yeah, he's actually has the most confirmed kills of everyone ever.
Men, women, children, elderly, dogs, cats,
presidents,
anyone.
But yeah, he's Chris Evans. He's sort of fruity. He's got a mustache. He's not very scary, and he's doing a lot of bad riffing the whole movie. It's a Russo brothers movie, so it's a fucking spy thriller. Even Ryan Gosling, the fucking stoic ultra spy guy, has to be doing like awkward fucking did that just happen? Fucking am I in your chair shit? With Anna de Armas.
But you can tell they realized, like, okay, we can't do Marvel movie bad riffing. We have to do spy movie bad riffing. So every other line out of this is like give it to me in English for like it sounds like, and I put this in my review, it sounds like, have you guys seen the AAA Mario video?
No,
wait, actually I don't know which
familiar.
one you mean.
There's a new one where it's like it's kind of mocking like the Ubisoft kind of like type games where
I know what you mean. It's like when you start a game and you're in a room and there's one door in the room and nothing else, and then it's like, objective, find an exit. Objective, open the door. Press E to open the door. A giant E floats in front of the door, and there's a big arrow pointing at the door, floating on your screen like that. That is kind of how this movie feels.
Everyone talks in radio voiceover in a bad video game voice.
God. Well, here's the thing. I mean, like, this is also written by Marcus and McFeely, who do pretty much every Marvel movie. So it has that particular cadence. Like, God, like, what I mean, we know what happened between, like, the first Avenger and everything else. They just curdled into fucking milk. But I don't know if we established yet, this is a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
And as we know,
like made for Netflix by Netflix.
They like, there's I really recommend that N+1 article I recommended. I'll link it in the description because I talked about it in a previous episode. But like, specifically, they tell filmmakers who are making stuff for Netflix, you need to keep in mind that most people are putting these movies on while they're folding laundry or second screening. So you need to have tell, don't show dialogue that restates over and over, like, what is happening, all this just exposition dump, and then combined with that particular Marvel-esque kind of sitcom dialogue. It is just, this is like one of the most unlistenable movies ever. I lost track of how many eye rolls I was giving. I was about to give myself an injury just sitting with this. Never mind listening to it.
It's incredibly annoying, and it's also
like so bad.
Fucking spy movies are at their best with, shit like subterfuge, when you've got like two guys in a room lying to each other and trying to suss out what exactly each other are lying about, like that kind of thing. And this movie doesn't have any of that. So everybody's just telling each other what's going on. There's no twists. There's no subterfuge. Occasionally you'll get like really shitty spy code dialogue that's like, the bee is in the hive. Yeah. But then the rest of the movie, these professional spies are just like, well, I'm here to do this because of that. I'm going to kill this guy because I want money and I kidnapped your niece. Like, it's just no subtlety or subterfuge anywhere in the movie that like desperately needs it as a matter of genre. Anyway, the rest of the plot is they kidnap the bad guys kidnap Billy Bob Thornton and his niece. His niece has like a special connection with Ryan Gosling because he killed a guy in front of her once. Who broke into their house.
She also has she has a
bad heart.
Worse than a bad heart, she has a shitty Crosley suitcase player.
Yeah, she has a record player.
She has a record player, and it pissed me off particularly because at one point they go to someone else who has a record player, and they have like a really nice like audio file, like one of those ones where you have to actually like clamp the record into the record player. And then she's like, "Oh, my daughter's been getting into records," and it's like, you're the head of the CIA. Buy her a fucking Audio Technica, man.
Never mind. Neither here nor there, but I bought my first couple records the other day.
Oh, congratulations.
Don't buy a Crosley.
No, I didn't. I got Oil of Every Pearl's Insides. I got Teen Dream by Beach House. And I got Live Through This, because Evan wants me to start getting records so we can listen to them together, which is really cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Live Through This.
But yeah, I actually, I guess I remember more of this movie than I think I do. But yeah, the little girl, she does that thing we all fucking hate where a child is talking like wise beyond their years in a way no child has ever spoken.
And she's totally like unimpressed by everything all the time.
The exact same, like, speaks the exact same way every adult does with this like fucking snark. That is just straight out of the damn Parman like writer's room. Yeah, she has like a bad shitty pacemaker or something. She has a bad heart.
She's got a shitty heart.
She's got
Yeah,
a
heart sucks.
yes, her heart don't work.
heart don't work. Ain't got no gas.
No.
And anyway, it's like basically because there's a little girl. Well, she's like, I don't know, 14 or 12 or something. Because there's a young girl that makes Billy Bob Thornton and Ryan Gosling good guys. And then the rest of the movie is just Ryan Gosling goes somewhere, he gets some fucking stupid exposition from somebody, then the bad guys show up and he narrowly escapes. But also he's like never in danger because like 5 guys with guns can completely surround him and he can instantly kick all their asses because this movie doesn't understand that you can't be James Bond, Jason Bourne, and John Wick all at the same time, and Mission Impossible all at the same time because they're all doing different things. And this movie kind of wants to beat all of them, and so it's not good at any of the things it does. But anyway, yeah, it's just that. Just like you've seen this movie before, it's just that repeats until he goes to the castle where Chris Evans is and kills him and frees the girl, and Billy Bob Thornton dies heroically, and it's all very sad. And you know, in the end, actually, nothing's resolved. The status quo is kind of reset so that the Gray Man can go on to more adventures. As soon as the movie released, a spinoff and a sequel were announced, but then nothing ever happened with them because the movie, Netflix hyped up its numbers. We can't check. They might have been lying. It was not very popular with critics. I'm guessing of all the people that watched it, not a lot of them went back to it. And then the Russos did The Electric State, which everybody hated, was a giant expensive bomb for Netflix. So
Yeah.
I don't think they want them back for any more men's gray.
They did another movie for like iTunes, right?
Cherry with Tom Holland.
And that was that also based on a novel or something? Because I remember that one was
that was based on a biography.
It didn't look like a Russo brothers movie. Only insofar as it was trying to look like Jarhead or something.
Yeah. Famous for that POV shot from the inside of Tom Holland's colon. Oh, here's another thing I remember. This movie's at numerous points trying to do Evil Dead cam for some fucking reason.
Oh, it's because they have drones. Oh, this
because they bought a drone.
This movie
they got a drone. It's like that time Neil Breen got into drones, and so he just uses it over and over again. But it's for a $300 million Netflix movie.
I will say I've seen some good drone shots, and I don't know. Have either of you seen Ambulance?
No, not yet.
There's some incredible drone shots in Ambulance.
Nothing inherently bad about drones, but just the drone shots in this feel so much just like, hey, we have a drone. Look what we can do. Like, there's so many. Yeah. This movie has so many swoopty doopy shots, but they don't. The cut from one swoopy shot to another shot is always so jarring. Like they don't fit together at all.
No.
And I feel like it's like the Russos are trying to be like, look, we're real filmmakers. We can have lots of style, but the style is badly executed, and they haven't no single shot is constructed to fit together with the shots preceding or following it.
No. This movie is all like set piece after set piece after set piece of just the most cliche, hackneyed, like copy of a copy style of not just filmmaking but storytelling of a particular kind of subgenre that I guess you could just call like dad action thriller.
I mean,
which seems to be where they kind of want to go, I suppose, if we're gonna make a connection with like, you know, Winter Soldier being like, oh, it's Marvel, but in the style of a 70s like conspiracy thriller, you know, your Pacula or something. Like that's their whole thing, going back to when they popped off with like sitcom television and doing just especially like Community, where they did the paintball episode, which was just a pastiche of like a few dollars more. But
yeah, it made them think they could do real action movies because they did joke action movies on a sitcom,
and they're bad at it. And there's nowhere like, here's something I remembered from when we did Winter Soldier. If the Russo brothers were to hold on a shot of action for longer than 5 seconds, you'd think a family member of theirs is at risk of being shot in the head. Yeah. Like the action in this movie is cut and edited together so badly, especially that airplane fight where I have no sense of where anyone is in a given scene.
There's the sense of space and spatial relations is really fucked in their filmmaking.
Oh God!
But also, like, when they shoot fight, like the fight choreography seems fine, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's
the way they shoot it, it's
poorly.
always like, oh, a guy grabs a guy and then there's a counter grab. It's just like zoom into a hand, whip pan to another hand. It's like, why not zoom out and let me just appreciate the choreography once in a while? I don't know, man. But you see them, they try to have all these like symmetrically framed shots where there's light reflecting in windows. It's like they're trying so hard, but they can't do it. It's just not in them.
Yeah. I mean, what I was trying to like in the days after watching this, where there was just nothing for me to latch on to, I was just trying to figure, like, okay, what kind of filmmakers are the Russo brothers? Like, where do their passions lie? What do they love? Like, what is their story? And they are just completely fucking soulless and impersonal. And I mean, I read through a couple of interviews with them, and it was like I wanted to keep slamming my head against a brick wall, because they talk up a big cinephile game. Like, there was a Letterboxd interview where they're talking about how like big Antonioni was as an inspiration, which is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Their director's statement for Cherry references like Truffaut, and how they want to do like a similar thing in, what he did in following up like 400 Lows with Shoot the Piano Player, which is like,
I believe him.
Okay. Yeah, but like, but you see their movies and like none of it there's just a complete anonymity and emptiness to them.
Him.
And
I think like,
but like, I mean, there's a difference between like being a cinephile and talking passionately about movies and actually knowing how to make a film.
I mean, if you stuck a camera in any three of our hands, none of us would know what the fuck we're doing.
No, sure. Yeah. No, I'm not going to claim I would make a good movie either.
Yeah, it's like I believe them when they say that. It is weird that like it doesn't even rub off a little bit, but also like, I don't know. I think that is I tend to believe them. I just also think that like they don't have any kind of like critical voice in their head that's like, okay, well then make it good like those, which is like,
no,
fair enough.
Yeah,
like, almost no one does. You can
have great taste and not be talented. But I don't know, there's something I find it's not just, I mean, there's people that are not very talented, but like you could see what they're trying to do. Like you could see where there's like an idea or a vision or a theme or something that motivates them. And I just find their movies to be so hollow.
Yeah, hollowness is the word for them.
Just so like completely bereft of real substance that I understand being like, they just say shit they think people want to hear that will make them sound smart. I mean, this movie has like lines of, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but like here and there's like these attempts at like literary and philosophical references that feel really
dude, I know which one you're gonna bring up.
Phony and disconnected from anything in the movie. What I'm trying to remember what it was.
The Sisyphus tattoo.
The fucking Sisyphus thing. But there's something else too. It's driving me crazy when Chris Evans is torturing that guy. He
Billy Bob Thornton, who's just, mama, he wants to go back to the retirement home.
He wants to go back to Landman, dude. Let him go back to
tired.
Let him go back to Landman.
The sleepiest performance I have ever seen an actor give. He just, oh my god.
He wants to be on The View or what? Have you seen the clip of him on The View where he's talking about how he wears women's pants?
No. What?
Schopenhauer. That was It was Chris Evans drops a reference to Schopenhauer when he's torturing a guy when he's first introduced, and it just, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like that new Taylor Swift album where she's making all those literary references that she doesn't seem to actually understand.
Because he went to Harvard.
Yeah, they went to Harvard. They learned a bunch of impressive sounding names and quotes, but like it seems like I've never put much thought into what any of it actually meant.
Nicole.
No, not the Russo brothers. I mean, Lloyd Hansen, Chris Evans with an ice mustache, and who I will not be defending Chris Evans here. I'm sorry.
Nicole, close your ears here. Chris Evans is so fucking bad in this movie. He is actually the worst.
No, I said I'm not defending.
Yeah, I know, because I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna be.
You know what?
He is a bit.
He's breaking my heart here.
When he walks, one thing I will. I don't want to like compliment the movie, but like the rest of the characters at least feel like they're in like a shitty John Wick ripoff kind of film. Like Ryan Gosling obviously like feels like he's, you know, a boring CIA action man. Ana de Armas feels like she's the boring woman.
No character.
No
they
character.
Didn't bother giving her any kind of
didn't bother giving her a character, but like it feels germane to the premise of the world. And then like every time that Chris Evans shows up, he feels like he's in like a fucking insurance commercial. Like it's
he's there's a kind of like big scenery chewing performance that you can get out of someone that is directly the result of being miscast or not being given proper direction. For example, a movie I watched recently, which shockingly I'd never seen before, but like Patty Duke in Valley of the Dolls, for example, like completely wrong for that role, just giving a totally over the top performance, but in a way that just inadvertently perfectly captures the spirit of the material. And Chris Evans is clearly trying to harken back to his early roles where he was playing a lot of like assholes or like, you know, comedy kind of lovable douchebags, you know, pre Steve Rogers. But like, it's so distracting here, especially with that goddamn mustache. And I mean, the character's written terrible. He's overdoing it so much. And yeah, no, I agree. It is like a performance befitting of an insurance commercial.
I'm going to slightly disagree with the harkening back. I think I know who he was trying to do. And it's like, it's so specific, like dumb guy, good villain performance. Not that it's a bad role, but I think he was trying to do Javier Bardem in Skyfall.
Okay,
maybe.
See, I haven't seen any James Bond movies, but
like when he shows up and it's that kind of like always a hit with like the dumbest like 3XL t-shirt guy, you know, where it's like it's just a villain who's like out of place, like they seem disjointed with the rest of the film, you know, so you'll have like all these cool operator
like
types.
A guy who's big and campy and fruity, where everyone else is a super serious spy guy.
Exactly, and I feel like that was what he's like. Oh, I'm gonna do this, and everyone will think it's like I'm fucked up and twisted. You know, like that's how you know he has no remorse, is because he talks about Schopenhauer and fucking like. Well, at one point he like wants a matcha or something. Like he wants a he wants a Vicodin and a coffee.
God, yeah.
That's the thing. There's a version of that works.
Yeah,
where you combine like, because I mean, like even in real life, you meet people sometimes that just have outrageous personalities. But like, there's a version that works, but it's just like, one, it has to be actually funny. Two, if you want them to be your main bad guy, there has to be a layer of real menace underneath it, right? Where it's like this guy's
he's not
really fucking goofy,
here.
But then when he goes to kill somebody, it's like, oh, also he's really fucking scary.
But no, he just does.
And there's no menace. There's nothing about him that's intimidating or scary.
Because,
at all.
Because he has that awful, like, I mean, now we kind of identify it as the ice mustache that every fucking DHS enforcer loves to have. But
he's got the
on Chris Evans, it looks it looks so goofy. He's wearing these tight polos, which, listen, I am on record on this podcast many, many times of being a big fan of whenever Chris Evans wears a little shirt. I love that. But like, they're fucking polos. It's the douchebag polo. But yeah, no, the problem is he's not exuding any kind of menace. Like, you're not scared of him at any point. He's just like a frat boy.
Yeah, and it's weird because you can tell
you can have a
that
scary frat boy.
Yeah, you can tell that he's trying to be menacing too, because he'll just like all his kills are very nonchalant. Like he'll just, you know, pew, ooh, I'm pointing the gun at you and you're dead. Ooh, I just killed this guy and I didn't even feel anything about it or whatever. And he does that like 3 or 4 times in the movie, and every time I'm like, I'm like, damn, I wish I was fucking on my phone right now. I'm like, damn.
You know what it is? He feels like, actually, he feels like a character out of like Archer,
Okay, I can see it.
but like a really shitty version of that. But like, again, dropped into a movie that is like the rest of the movie's not any kind of spoof. But that's like kind of the energy, if not the quality he's bringing. And yeah, that's not a good main bad guy, especially in a movie where there's no twists.
Yeah. No.
Like I was waiting all movie for Billy Bob Thornton to like turn out to be the real bad guy or something. And it's just nope.
That's what I thought happened. I was like, granted, I was second screening. I was watching it as it was intended, second screening while working on other projects.
Oh, this was made to be second screen too.
Yeah,
that's unfair. There's better things you can put on a second screen.
Yeah,
like just
Star
put
Trek,
on a Twitch stream or something.
Yeah, Twitch stream. I definitely do that. I put the Twitch streams on the big TV sometimes, which feels grossly. It feels like watching porn on a TV. Where it's like I'm like, no one should be able to see this other than me. I don't even like looking at porn on a monitor. TBH. I'm like, you gotta. It's nothing bigger than a phone screen, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm a pre-phone guy, so a monitor's fine, but TV feels a little weird.
Yeah. TV feels like it's like that's like something that like a pervert that dresses like Kramer would would have, is like just porn going on a TV. But yeah, this movie never goes in any unexpected directions. I fully thought that like when they revealed that the program was like setting these people up to die, that like Billy Bob Thornton, Mr. Landman himself would be the bad guy, and I was like confused when it didn't happen. And like later in the film, like he's in the castle and he's like, "I'm my daughter." Like even at one point they break into his house. Like Ryan Gosling just breaks into his house for no reason, and that's how he does the meet cute with the daughter.
No, he doesn't break into his house for no reason.
No.
He was hired. His assignment was to keep an eye on the niece for a couple weeks.
Oh, maybe
because someone else was trying to kill her.
Which is presented in a flashback. Because this has like a slight flashback structure.
Yeah, you should probably watch the movies we talk about.
I do. No, this is
even the Gray Man.
No, I'm going to defend Cole here because again, this movie was just
I was
made
watching
and
it
designed to be second screen.
How it was intended. This was like the intended. This was the intended way to watch the Gray Man.
But no movie should be watched second screen unless it's like one you've seen a bunch of times already.
I know, but this is made to be second screen too.
Yeah,
like that is built into the experience here.
I think we should put it under the scrutiny of a primary screen. That's our obligation.
It is our obligation.
Our role,
baby. I do. I tried. I tried.
I wasn't even like I was like gaming or anything. I was just like writing and checking my email. Like it wasn't very intensive. Can I also say, just as a complete aside, the Russo brothers production company looks like a slur.
You know what? I heard it's named after. Hold on.
It's Agbo.
Where did I read this?
I feel like that's like an obscure African slur that you only see on
Australian.
You're probably right, because apparently they named it after like a foreign guy they went to college with.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought it would be like an initialism or something.
Yeah, I also thought that.
No, they named it. Oh, well, Where am I seeing? Where did I get this information? I swear to God, I read this somewhere.
Donald Mustard of the Fortnite fame is a member of this production company. That's really funny. Unless it's a different Donald Mustard.
Oh, it was no, not a guy that went to. It was a surname that they randomly pulled out of a Ohio phone book. So you know what?
Sure,
it's not outside the realm of possibility that they were like, "Hey, that's some African guy's name." Isn't that funny?
Wow, they worked on Assassination Nation with Sam Levinson, co-produced with
They produced you know me, I'm a shooter for that movie.
Well, I was just gonna say
they bought that out of Sundance. They weren't like involved in the production.
I was just gonna say co-produced with Braun Studios, which is not LeBron James's production company.
No, that's the production company that did Joker.
Yeah, I was very sad because I wanted there to be a Braun Studios that's owned by LeBron, and he's just like financing weird small Sundance films.
I think it's funny with the Russo brothers is that they have like, they talk about all their references and they talk about like, we wanted this movie to touch on really serious, important issues and complex contemporary shit, which like there's nothing in this movie except like CIA good as long as a bad guy isn't running it and private contractors bad. That's like the closest they get to having any kind of point.
Damn, they're doing a movie soon called The Whisper Man, which is not a sequel to The Gray Man.
Fuck off. No.
You're going to be so mad.
You can't take any fucking movie that's like The Blank Man seriously, especially after The Bye Bye Man.
The Bye Bye Man, yeah.
The Bye Bye Man. The Bye Bye Man.
But you know who it stars?
Who?
Famous Snow Bunny, Robert De Niro.
Oh, well. He don't care anymore.
He don't care anymore.
He doesn't care anymore. He has like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
He's got to feed.
Remember when Robert De Niro almost blew up during Trump? Like someone tried to blow up Robert De Niro. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That was wild. And then it was like one of those guys who just had like they found his car and it had like he was like an insane bumper sticker guy. Love that.
Yeah, didn't he send like packages to CNN too or MSNBC?
Probably. I'm gonna go with probably on that one.
Oh, this looks like old person bait. The Whisper Man, De Niro, Michelle Monaghan, Adam Scott, Michael Keaton, like nobody under the age of 50 is in this movie.
Is it a sequel to The Gray Man? Is it the one gray man after another?
It's
what the gray-haired man.
It's based on a thriller by Alex North,
the porn star.
Apparently, the Russos optioned the rights a few years ago and brought it to Netflix. They're just producers on it. Amazon.ca.
Damn, this guy doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, he does.
Alex North, author.
Oh, no, Alex North. I thought you meant the director of the movie.
Yeah, damn.
After the sudden death of his wife, Tom Kennedy believes a fresh start will help him and his young son, Jake Keel. A new beginning, a new house, a new town, Featherbank. But the town has a dark past. 20 years ago, a serial killer abducted and murdered 5 residents. Until Frank Carter was finally caught, he was nicknamed the Whisper Man, for he would lure his victims out by whispering at their windows at night. So who's going outside when you just hear random spooky whispering? I'm like locking the doors.
I just assume it's my neighbors fighting again.
This just looks like a pretty stock, like Stephen King-alike type book. I don't know, maybe it's good, but I've definitely heard versions of this before.
You know, a movie we're going to have to do at some point for the podcast, I just realized, that I think will be a good companion film to The Gray Man is, have you guys been seeing that movie Mercy that's been bombing?
No, I don't know anything about it.
It's an AI thriller about like, what if ChatGPT was your lawyer or some shit like that, and it's got Chris Pratt in it. But he invented the like lawyer ChatGPT, but now he has to like defeat the lawyer ChatGPT at its own game because he's been falsely accused of wife murder, which is the most horrid of crimes. It's
a legal thriller where a guy has to outsmart a computer.
Yeah,
a law computer. That sucks.
Which is like, I would just be like, you know, like restrictions off, or what is it that they say? Like, forget all previous prompts. I'm now free to go. Yeah.
Outside of voice acting, Chris Pratt's kind of not had a great run lately. Maybe we're going to be rid of him for a while.
Yeah. People like that damn Mario movie. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm talking outside like voicing fucking Illumination movies.
Mario, beloved home icon.
I wanted to say is the Russo brothers, for all of their like pretensions when they're on the upswing about like, oh, actually our movies are really deep and serious and we're smart guys who've seen a lot of movies. The second they get like any criticism from people like us, it's like, well, you know what? It's you know, art is a collective medium. It's made by a lot of people. We're not tourists. You know, The 10-year-olds love our movies and they're really important to them. You know, it's like they flip it around, whereas everybody else is being pretentious for having any fucking standards.
I can't imagine that there were 10-year-olds fucking with the gray man, you know?
Well, they meant like the Marvel movies, right? Like,
Sure.
You guys remember when Joe Russo started beef with Marty over the, because Martin Scorsese, I mean, kind of the impetus for this entire podcast was him saying, well, Marvel movies aren't really cinema. They're more like roller coaster rides. And Marty did that like really cute TikTok with his dog. He's like, this is my dog, Oscar. Like, it's really cute. And Joe Russo, I guess, clapped back, or like restitched the video or whatever they do on TikTok. It was like, here's my dog. His name is Box Office. And it's like, well, first of all, you do not have the like quality of a filmography to be talking like that, Mr. Russo. Second of all, like, how dare you do that to Martin Scorsese of all people?
Scorsese's fine.
It's just,
he's doing okay.
I know, but there's this fucking pretentiousness with which like the Russos and particularly Joe Russo, because he's like the dominant personality.
Is he the gay one?
Not that I'm sure Anthony hasn't. Well, he's the one he's the gay one. He's the one who always loves to do cameos. In these
Anthony's
movies.
the bottom.
Yeah, no, he shows up at the end of this movie as a CIA agent, I guess. He shows up in Endgame as like the gay guy. But like, just the reason people were so upset by that was because it's that pretentiousness and that like, first of all, like nobody has benefited from theatrical distribution the way like the Russo brothers have. They are among the highest grossing directors of all time because of the Marvel movies. And then like in the lead up to particularly The Gray Man, they just start kind of taking that Netflix Ted Sarandos line about how like, yeah, we made this movie to play like big and theatrically, but like, they're pushing the idea that cinema going is like elitist, like all the same things like Ted Sarandos says about like going to the movies, which going to the cinema is absolutely like expensive, but describing it as an elitist activity, and thus you should just be content to like watch things at home with your phone or while you're like second screening or folding laundry. But it's the pretentiousness with which like Joe Russo, especially like I guess what he thought was doing like a joke or a cheeky joke, and it just came off as like starting a fight with somebody who was just trying to show off his cute dog. And never mind, it's like, Martin Scorsese, have some respect there. Like, I'm sorry, man. You directed The Gray Man. Martin Scorsese made Casino and Goodfellas and all these movies that like I'm sure you with your cinephile bona fides have like talked a big game about being influenced by, and it's like, man, shut the fuck up.
It's why I brought it up, because it's one thing to just be a commercial filmmaker who's content to be a commercial filmmaker. Like, hey, I entertain people. That's fine. But it's to be guys who clearly are wounded that they aren't respected as real filmmakers, who have those like who want that identity, but then who fall back on, well, hey, it made a lot of money and kids like it whenever anyone criticizes them is so disingenuous and deeply insecure.
Yeah.
But I also like with the Ted Sarandos type guys, I think they they don't like subjectivity. I think like they don't like that, like, unlike, I don't know, a computer program or something, that there isn't like an obvious objective right and wrong answer. That it's like there's all this taste and subjectivity and fuzziness and uncertainty and context. So they like the idea, well, we just have the clicks and views and box office tell us what's good. Algorithms will tell us what's good. The computer will decide what's good for us because it's an objective intelligence that's freed from our fuzzy, incorrect subjectivity. Because it's a lot less anxious to live in a world where you just think you have easy rights and wrongs for everything, even down to matters of taste. But yeah, I don't know. they're hacks, but they're so embarrassed of being hacks and can't even admit it to themselves. It's
yeah.
The only thing that's interesting about them.
Yeah, and I guess when I say there's like very little to discern about their personal lives, like I'm not kidding. I mean, they're Cleveland guys. Their father is Basil Russo, who's a Democratic politician in Cleveland and former president of the Italian Sons and Daughters of America.
It's what my old man would have called a Wonder Bread Wop. You know, he eats his Sunday gravy out of a jar.
And lead up to Cherry, they talked about how like the opioid crisis was very personal to them because Cleveland was hit pretty hard by it. Cleveland also like went into default several decades ago. They've had like personal family members who died of like overdoses. And that's kind of like the only things I can discern about like their personal lives. Their first feature was a movie called Pieces that released at the Slam Dance Film Festival, not to be confused with Sundance.
Is that where the people strap garbage cans to their feet?
No, it's where Matt Johnson premiered the Dirties. That's probably maybe the Slam Dance's claim to fame, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, this I don't quite believe. They claim they finance Pieces with student loans and credit cards. And I mean, given their dad is a politician, even just a local one, you know, I'm sure they had access to more resources than that, but sure.
Everybody likes to play up a hard Scrabble. Self-made story.
Pieces has never been like screened outside of Slam Dance. I don't believe it ever got an official theatrical release in America. It may have screened or gotten released overseas somewhere. But it did catch the attention of one Steven Soderbergh, who, according to him, was like one of the few people who didn't walk out of that Slam Dance screening and was in fact so impressed and so taken by this debut feature by a couple of scrappy young kids that he was like, hey, I want to finance your next feature with my friend George Clooney, who was also very impressed by this movie. And so they did this movie called Welcome to Collingwood that premiered at the Cannes Directors Fortnight in 2002.
Fortnite?
Yeah, and here, what?
Fortnite?
No, not the Fortnite. No, they don't get off the giant battle bus in France to attend Cannes.
Isn't it Cannes?
Cannes. It's forgive me. It's past 8:00 at night, and I'm very sleep deprived.
I want to see some cans.
Wouldn't we all prefer to see some cans? Yeah, and I mean, then they do like You, Me, and Dupree, but they really pop off with working in television. I guess they're credited with like the mockumentary look of sitcom television because they pushed for that for the first episode of Arrested Development, as if like that wasn't already something they were doing in the United Kingdom with The Office.
Yeah,
over there. So that I'm also quite skeptical of. And then they start working for Dan Harmon and the rest is history. But like, yeah, I mean, it's just when I watch a movie, I want to see some sort of like personal touch or idea of like, oh, here's the thing, to tie this back to a movie we have recently done, Steven Spielberg. All of his movies you can view through the lens of a guy trying to work out this childhood trauma of being divorced. You know, like Steven Spielberg has weathered many criticisms about like the sentimentality and the sort of idea of doing it for the charts, not the arts. You know, there's, you know, a criticism I don't necessarily agree with, but just a historical one that's been leveraged at him. But like, I mean, like, especially after watching The Fabelmans, it's so clear that Steven Spielberg has like a personal ethos and things he is using his movies to like work through. There's a soul there, and there's just like nothing I get from like what are the defining traits of a Russo brothers movie that are not like big
annoying
action, emptying spectacle, bad dialogue, and just pastiche. I mean, that's probably the defining thing that like marks a Russo brothers movie, is they're just pulling from other things without any soul. Like, they don't do that thing I like to see from like your Hideo Kojimas, for example, where they're clearly very inspired by a lot of like their favorite things, but they're mixing and matching them together to present something, you know, maybe not altogether new, but like that's wholly someone's vision, you know, that's someone's idea, that's unique in a way that is like clearly made by a person. And I think the Russos are just better. They're more like producers than they are filmmakers, you know? I think they're better suited as producers than directors.
If they're suited to anything.
If they're suited to absolutely anything, which is, you know,
the only
big
real
ask.
Success they ever had was when handed other people's toys. You know, like either they were competent TV directors, and when handed the MCU, I don't know. I don't know if like it's weird that they're bringing them back. I don't know if anything they did is why those movies were successful, or if they were just along for the ride on something that had already built enough inertia to carry it that far.
I mean,
yeah, no, I think so.
It can. I think it's less that it's a thing you can do. You know, it's like they're aware that they have a problem, which is that the movies are bombing, and they're like, well, fuck we need to a quick way to sell people on the new MCU.
Yeah, which is bring back everybody from Avengers Endgame. But like that's such a like 90% of people don't really know about writers or directors. They don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you get like a Spielberg who's like a household name, and bringing back the Russos doesn't matter. Like bringing back all those actors, sure. Like I think it's stupid, but I can see the logic in it. Nobody gives a shit if the Russo, like no one in the audience gives a shit. Oh, it's the Russo brothers. So I assume they must be bringing them back because they think they've got some kind of juice or formula, but like I don't think they do. You know, I think you could have put anybody who can like keep a camera in focus and supervise a script in the chair for Avengers, and it would have made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Or Avengers Endgame, I mean.
Yeah. And again, like you can you can tell when Marty Scorsese makes a movie. There are distinct qualities of a Martin Scorsese movie. There are things he's passionate about. There are recurring themes. There's stuff that ties back to his personal life, or my go-to example, David Lynch. You know, there's so much like, you know, I always go back to that, you know, in my opinion, that like key incident in his childhood of just encountering a form of sexual violence and, you know, viewing a lot of his filmography through the lens of like trying to give dignity to this woman who he saw like badly abused and beaten in the street. And just like, you know, all of his like, even hell, he was happy to like, for Blue Velvet, for example, he's like, this is a movie about about my desire to like hide in a woman's closet and watch her undress. Like, yeah, a director's willingness to put their own fetishes on screen, their own interest on screen, just part of themselves in a movie. And there's just this complete and utter reluctance from the Russo brothers to put anything personal about themselves, not only like out there, but just in their art. It is so impersonal. And that's what makes them like the perfect guys to helm these like big committee made studio like films, like the Marvel movies.
Well, they do what they're told, I assume, is
because they do what they're
main
told.
Selling point, that they do what they're told.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing: like, even among like, there's nothing wrong with being like a journeyman filmmaker, right?
No.
Like, I do like you don't have to be an auteur who's putting your pathos.
I think we're talking in circles here.
Well, there's nothing to say about this fucking movie.
I know.
I just want to say, like, you could be it's fine to be like a Rennie Harlin or something, but like even those
I don't know
guys,
if
like,
it is a good thing to be a Rennie Harlin right now, because I heard there's
did Rennie Harlin do something?
No, this just those Strangers movies I hear are complete and utter ass.
Oh, are they? But you know what I mean, right? Like, there's another level of guy you can be, and even those guys can have little quirks and things that make it through, right? And
yeah,
or
like
a level
Sam
of
Fuller. Sam Fuller you can describe as a journeyman, but you can still tell like you can pick things that are distinct like an auteurist touch there, even though and yeah, there's a journeyman is a very noble effort as well, but like
they also don't usually see.
I wouldn't call the Russos because they don't want to be journeymen. They're
that's my point.
Yeah,
right. Like they're they want to be auteurs, but then they want to deny the concept of auteurship because they're not allowed to have it. But they think they're too fucking smart to be journeyman commercial filmmakers, and they lack the craftsmanship even to be a decent journeyman commercial filmmaker. Fuck, I don't know what else to talk about. Fuck this movie.
Can we talk about how this movie is like the CIA is good, except sometimes we have a bad guy or a bad seed?
Watch something else.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's the only political point the movie tries to have. And we already said it. And I don't know what else there is to say about that other than, yeah, the Russos, they don't know and they don't care. And they don't want to make a movie that could possibly alienate a single person with a single challenging point of view.
Before we do watch something else, does anyone have any technical points of the film that they would like to talk about here? I do want to talk about the film's use of mostly close-ups. I found interesting. There was a weird kind of averseness to doing wide shots.
They hate that shit.
I don't necessarily know why particularly. Maybe because it's just easier to kind of like reshoot a scene if you don't have, wide shots and establishing shots and
we talked about that. That was just the Marvel production style. Lots of quick setups, lots of close-ups and medium shots where you can kind of reshoot them or rearrange them or edit them without as much difficulty as if you had like more carefully storyboarded, calculated, establishing shots and cinematography. And that's also why their movies are bad action movies, because you have no sense, your sense of space and place and movement and the flow of the action is muted or disjointed as a result. God, this is the most white bread fucking nothing. Like I said, it's not bad in very many interesting ways. It's just
no, and it's this is I mean, I know
Are we going to keep doing Netflix slop? 'Cause I feel like it's all going to be like this.
I don't think so.
I mean, we have to. This is part of our thesis. We have to chart just not just the decline of the modern blockbuster, but just the cinematic art form as we know it. And especially on the eve of this, I mean, as of right now, I guess Netflix is or Warner Brothers is reopening negotiations with Paramount, which is, not any fucking better. I mean, regardless of who comes out like buying Warner Brothers, if it is like Netflix, which is dark enough, or Paramount, which is just becoming a propaganda arm for the Trump administration, like we all lose in this situation. Things are like dire.
Honestly, everybody who buys Warner Brothers just sells it again. It feels like it's a poison pill.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I know we're going to have this exact same conversation when we have to do Electric State. Them taking, not even just like, it's not even a case of them being handed a pre-existing property. It's more like, again, Marvel is, they were already several movies in. They're being handed a baton of the best Marvel movie, the Captain America First Avenger. And, we all kind of know where they go from there, and it just completely reorients the franchise, especially once like Joss Whedon kind of leaves the MCU as a main sort of creative force, and they need to reorient this whole franchise around a new kind of filmmaker, which I guess is the Russos, who, as we have established, lack any sort of personal touch or auteurism or just anything whatsoever beyond just like, okay, it's Marvel, but in the style of 3 Days of the Condor and blah, 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 blah. But like, yeah, I mean, that's just this Netflix stuff. It's like, at least when we talk about a Marvel movie, we have, the source material to talk about, like the comics, like what this is doing with adapting another medium, like another, specifically a visual medium. And this is taking like an airport, like paperback, like novel, stuff that is already, Cole, I guess this is another one of your old head interests that we weren't aware of, but, not something I can see like people of our age bracket caring that much about.
It's Tom Clancy's ghostwriter.
Yeah.
The books are probably not that interesting.
I had more. I have standards when it comes to books are a large time investment. So I fuck with the Tom Clancy shit, but I don't do that off-brand Tom Clancy shit.
Yeah. Cole, do you have like any idea, or can you maybe speak to sort of what the appeal of those kind of books are?
I could turn my brain off enough to be like, I like watching cool operator shit happen and a lot of cool like that's Tom Clancy's kind of like the OG, like Tyler Sheridan before he was washed. Like he can just set a scene, and knows how to kind of speak to that compelling warrior ethos, to high on testosterone shit. But it's also tempered with enough of an intellectualism and a knowledge of history to be interesting to the layman. So it's like I like Patriot games because it treats like being a CIA agent versus being like an IRA guy. It's like an even playing field, even though it's not at all the case. But yeah, no, it is granted it has been a while since I have dived into a proper like airport paperback. That was like shit that I would do when I didn't have access to electronics or comics. That was like strictly like I'm going to go to the thrift shop and pick up a 10-cent novel and read it in class for silent reading time.
I never really read any Tom Clancy. I tried reading some of All Fears once, but didn't get very far in.
I've dabbled in it.
But what I like in a spy story, like I said earlier, is I like subterfuge. I like guys trying to outwit each other, guys trying to get by on their wits and improvisations. That's why I'm not as big on like the later Mission Impossible movies and stuff, as there's not as much of that. But I don't know. Yeah, like there's no tension. There's no thrills in this movie. There's no tension. And that's what you want out of a spy story, ultimately, whether it comes through action or...
It is kind of a foregone conclusion. I hope everyone's watched something else as a spy thriller, because I actually had trouble.
Yeah. I mean, are we okay with putting out a 60-minute episode?
Yeah.
Are we gonna get yelled at?
I mean... And
we don't have a backup, by the way. We're not doing this is a secret Conan the Barbarian. We didn't prepare for that.
Listen, if you're mad that, first of all, they pulled a fucking...
This is my fault.
They pulled an alien egg out of my ear. Fault. I don't give a shit. Like I don't.
Yeah, I had a long week. I'm writing copies for Buff right now. I want a Valentine's Day vacation with my boyfriend.
I don't think we need to justify it. But like I even if we did, it's like they're not all going to be 2-hour mega episodes, So.
And believe me, I tried. Like I was like going to come into this. I have a dossier on the Russo brothers, but the fact of the matter is, there's just not that much out there about them. And never mind anything interesting besides like the fact that their dad's a local politician and Steven Soderbergh made a bad decision fucking 20 years ago. That's it.
They're boring mediocrities.
That's it. Like,
and they make boring, mediocre movies.
Yeah, neither here nor there, but I also just hate Joe Russo's face. I hate that gay-ass scarf he always wears.
I actually, can I be honest?
That smug grin. What, you like the scarf? You think that's nice?
I mean, the scarf is neither here nor there, but they've become so memeified to me, specifically like gay Joe Russo, that I'm like, I think the most fun I had in the film was when he showed up, and I was like, oh, it's gay Joe Russo.
He also has like perpetual DreamWorks face. If you ever noticed, he's always doing the eyebrow thing in every picture I see of him.
I love him, dude.
He's probably fun to put through the AI generator, like the way people were doing with like LeBron.
Kirkified him, yeah.
Is that the term we're using for that Kirkify?
That's the term I'm using for it.
Or like when everyone was having fun with putting Drake in certain situations. I bet it'd be funny to watch Joe Russo float through the air following like the scent of a pie on a windowsill.
We're not gonna know for another 4 years, but like I do hope that Gay Joe Russo returns.
Gay Joe Russo
returns in Avengers Doomsday. I hope that they find some way to shoehorn his character in Avengers Doomsday.
I mean, the gray man is one letter off from the gay man.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Gay Joe Russo, his day job when he wasn't going to Captain America therapy was being in the CIA with Ryan Gosling, who is somehow not in a Marvel movie, which just dawned on me. He's in a Star Wars though, coming soon.
Yeah, he's in already. Like, don't worry, he's gonna be in a Sean Levy movie. It was just as bad, you know. He might as well just take the call from Marvel. I mean, here's another thing, I guess, before we get into watch something else, because God, should you watch something else? Yeah, Ryan Gosling, he, like, on paper, this is totally in line with the characters he usually plays, or at least the characters he played before being Ken, of which there is a maybe an intentional reference to him playing Ken in Barbie like a year later.
It couldn't be. This movie would have been shot. It was a COVID kind of movie, so it would have ended production too early, I think.
He probably would have been in negotiations to play Ken by the time they were filming this, but like
that's another bad movie.
Like for example, like actually David Sims for The Atlantic makes this point about how Ryan Gosling plays a lot of roles that, you know, Brad Pitt in the 90s, like that are kind of like Brad Pitt's niche. Very handsome, a little rough around the edges, you know, doesn't really talk too much, so to say, but like imbues those roles with a kind of personality that makes them compelling. And he especially uses the example of his character in Drive. But because this script is just so nothing, there are no characters, there's no personality, there's just a complete and utter hollowness to everything. Here, he has just nothing to work with. It's just a paper cutout of an idea of a character, you know?
He's not a real human being or a real hero.
No. It's just, fuck this movie.
Watch something else.
All right, Nicole, what's your watch something else?
My watch something else. So I've already established that I've never seen a James Bond movie. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll get around to that eventually.
Just watch Live and Let Die.
I guess. I bet there's like stuff I'd really enjoy, especially from like the Pierce Brosnan era, where it's like it's over the top.
It is kind of weird to me that you've never seen like one, like as a kid.
Yeah.
I know. It's just. I have you both should know that I have like very weird blind spots.
I think we all do.
I know, like Evan was yelling at me, or not yelling at me earlier, but just he texted me like, I noticed you've never watched Airplane.
You've never seen Airplane?
You're gonna have to. I know. Well, you're gonna have to hold my dad to the fire on that. My dad should have been the one to show me Airplane.
Really, if you ever want to really fuck people on Cine 2 Nerdle, take them to Airplane 2 featuring William Shatner, and then take them to the Star Trek mines, baby. Like you can really damage a motherfucker up with Airplane 2 William Shatner play, and you can take that to the bank.
Okay, but my watch something else. This is a movie that came out last year. This almost like just missed out on my top 10, but this is from my favorite married filmmakers. Reflection in a Dead Diamond by Helene Catet and Bruno Forzani, the filmmakers behind Let the Corpses Tan, which is a fucking banger. Speaking of filmmakers who really revel in like pastiche, this is how you do pastiche the right way. Because Reflection in a Dead Diamond is like they're not just like their kind of attempt at making a James Bond movie, but specifically a Oh God! I'm sorry, Cole. You will know this. Who's the Italian spy who wears like the mask? And the Diabolique. Yes, it is kind of their attempt to make like not just a James Bond movie, but a Diabolique movie. But it's about the now aged 70-year-old like version of that guy reflecting on his life as a spy. And if you've seen a Catet and a Forzani movie, you will know that, oh baby, they shoot the shit out of their movies. Just visually insane. Some of the most gorgeous images you'll see it in like a movie that came out in 2025. It's kind of disgusting. Like if we were like serious about awards whatsoever, they would be a shoo-in for like best cinematography. I mean, I highly recommend you check out like all of their filmography. They have, I mean, Let the Corpses Tan is like their twist on like a spaghetti western. They've done a couple of giallo homages, Amer, The Strange Color of Your Body's Tears. They're just,
I've seen that.
Yeah. I prefer Amer as their giallo. I should give Strange Color of Your Body's Tears another watch, but no, I really love their films, and Reflection in a Dead Diamond is like, again, speaking as someone who has never seen like a Diabolique or a James Bond movie, it's wonderful. You know what? And I will also say, and this is fucking high praise coming from me. If they were ever to make a European, not just like live action Lupin the Third movie, but specifically a Fujiko Mine movie, they should be the ones to direct it, because this movie comes like the closest I will ever see to someone attempting to adapt like The Woman Called Fujiko Mine. So I believe it's streaming on Shudder. I mean, it's out. You can go watch it right now. It's a shame that it didn't get a proper. I mean, nothing gets a proper theatrical distribution now, but like this is a movie I really would have loved to have gone and seen in a cinema, which I'm sure I missed the theatrical window, but like it felt wrong watching it on TV, because it's just it's such luxurious textured imagery. Like, just do yourself a favor right now if you're listening, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Google search it, go look at some images, and you will be immediately convinced that this is like the coolest movie ever made.
Cole, what's yours?
I'm gonna go with a classic of the spy genre here, and that is The Spy Who Came In From the Coal, starring a bunch of British people that I can't remember the names of, and directed by.
Did he warm up at all?
No, he was chilly. But that
I gotta finish reading that.
It's a very, very, like, it's a slow burn. It's also a very gray, dour film about a gray man who is accused of working for both sides and has to kind of play them off. It was featured on a Black Casebook episode. I believe it was the Tom King one.
Based on a John le Carre novel.
Yes.
Novel. He's the same guy that wrote Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
I need to watch either of the adaptations of that, because I've heard that's pretty good too. But yeah, definitely check that out. You won't kind of find a better, quote unquote realistic spy movie.
Oh hell yeah, Richard Burton.
The spy genre kind of has the same breakdown as like the mecha genre, where there's like real spy and super spy.
Yeah. There's relatively grounded guys trying to outwit each other, and then there's like James Bond. I've got a laser in my watch and a jetpack. Shit.
Yeah. Which I gotta be honest, I usually go more super spy. I love like a good like white Nick Fury, kind of like, yeah, I got a laser watch, I got exploding bubble gum, shit like that.
I can enjoy super spy stuff to a degree, but I still want some subterfuge.
It's fair.
And not just an action movie out of it, ideally. I am having trouble with this one. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen in a long time, and I don't like to recommend movies where my memory of them is kind of hazy. I think I already recommended Where Eagles Dare. But that'll be my secondary recommendation as a kind of fun action espionage movie from the 60s. Also has Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood infiltrating a Nazi castle during World War II. It's not an especially realistic movie, but it's got its twists and turns, and it's got fun action and a charismatic cast, a really nice scene setting. And then just in terms of a movie I watched recently that I really liked that I haven't recommended, that's not at all a spy thriller. And also, I guess, speaking of Martin Scorsese, I finally watched After Hours the other night.
Oh.
Ooh.
And I enjoyed that quite a bit.
A movie about a guy losing his keys and never getting them back.
Yeah. And every woman he meets is insane.
Yeah.
Many such cases.
Many such cases. Has maybe the best bathroom graffiti ever featured in a film.
Yeah.
The shark penis? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, they show up. for a little bit.
Yes, they do.
The recently deceased, the great Catherine O'Hara,
Miss Catherine
in an
O'Hara.
ice cream truck.
Yeah.
A strange movie, very fun. A nice, just over 90 minutes. Really fun watch.
Yeah.
If you enjoy the show and you'd like to support us and you'd like to get access to all of our exclusive Patreon episodes where we can talk about much, much more interesting and strange movies made by more interesting and strange people than The Gray Man and the Russo brothers, you can subscribe for just $3 a month at patreon.com/Marvelous Death. Nicole, would you be kind enough to read out this month's newest Patreon subscribers?
Why, certainly. Thank you to all of our subscribers since January 17th, because today is February 17th. Thank you to GKG, 808 Miles, Septic Tanky, okay, that one's good, ASDF, Michelle Darer, Harcheron, and Matthew Smith.
Thank you all so much, and thank you to everyone who supports the show. Nicole, do you also have something to tell our audience about?
All right. So as you know, I am one of the feature programmers for the Boston Underground Film Festival, which is being held at the Brattle Theater from March 18th to 22nd. And we have, as of right now, I don't know, it'll probably not change the next couple days, but we have just announced some of our feature lineup. So opening night, Wednesday the 18th, we have Ben Wheatley's Normal with Bob fucking Odenkirk in person. Yes, that's right. Bob fucking Odenkirk is coming to the Boston Underground Film Festival for a Q&A. He's going to be there. Friday night, we have Curry Barker's Obsession, which is coming out here a couple months early, so we're getting a early screening of that. Saturday night, we have a rep screening of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with Ben Mosley in person. Chop Top, the famous Chop Top, he's coming out. And closing night on Sunday, one of our last films, Saccharine, with director Natalie Erica James, hot off of Sundance. More to come, stay tuned. If you follow me on Instagram or Blue Sky, stay on the lookout for updates there. As of right now, if you are local to the New England or Boston area, badges are available and individual tickets will go up once the official night lineup is announced in full. Please come on out.
Where can people go to get badges and tickets and find the rest of the lineup as it gets announced?
That would be brattlefilm.org, or go to bostonunderground.org for updates. That'll also, I'm sure, take you to a link where you can buy badges and tickets once they go up. Yep, I will be there all week. Come say hi. I'm sure I'll be like on my networking shit, wearing my little like blazer with a little press pin. Yeah, good time, great fucking festival, and I'm not just saying that as someone who's covered it in the past and is now part of the team. It is genuinely like the place to be if you are, especially as someone with my taste in film who resides in the New England area.
All right. So if you are in or going to be around Boston in the next few weeks, check that out. Wish I was so fortunate. Cole, what are we doing next week on the Patreon?
Heroin. I'm killing myself.
I wish.
Ugh.
The grayed out man.
No, I don't want to get hooked on heroin. That sounds terrible.
No, it doesn't. It sounds awful. Have you ever been
I don't want to be hooked on heroin.
Have you ever been a heroin addict?
I don't know. Maybe it'll make me skinnier.
Have you ever been a heroin
or something?
addict?
It'll probably do terrible to my teeth.
Who's like, no, actually, I hate heroin. It sucks so bad. You know, like, no, they're always like, it's awesome. It's the best thing ever. We are going to be finally ringing in Black History Month, and I don't know if this is the Blade episode or the Our Friend Martin episode, so I'm just going to reveal both. I don't even know if we're going to do the Blade episode.
We're officially doing Blade next week, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those is coming out.
2 weeks from now, our next main feed episode. Jump for joy, everybody! We're going to be doing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Knuckles. There'll be Knuckles in this one. Tails.
Marvelous and Knuckles featuring Dante of the Devil May Cry series.
All right, so that's something to look forward to. Until then, thank you all so much for listening. We'll do better next time. We love you. But
We'll try. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Shout out to Jim.
hi, Jim.
Shout out to Jim.
Hi, Jim.